Hello everyone and welcome back to another Harry Potter Magic Awakened video. In my previous video where I gave a sort of first impression overview of the game, I may have scared some of you about how intense the dueling is. I mean, for a good reason. But I also said that the game can be a bit overwhelming at first, and because of that, I thought, hey, let's give people a little bit of an insight how the dueling works, what are the basics, so that it's not as overwhelming, and then consequently the dueling is not as intense and as hard as it may seem sometimes for first-time players. So here's the basic information that will help you at least somewhat kind of operate with everything that you have. There are 83 cards in total, and if you're like me, you probably will think, well, they are probably all spells because it's dueling. Well, let me tell you, that is only one type of card that you can get. There's actually 3 different types of cards. Besides spells, you also have summonables, which means basically various different magical creatures, sometimes multiple creatures within one card, and you also get companions. And that is where it gets really confusing, because companions could be characters from the books, companions can be characters from the game. And whether you're dueling in the dueling club, 1 versus 1, or 2 versus 2, or it's a story chapter duel, or wherever, you will have the set number of people dueling, and then all of a sudden you have way more characters on the battlefield fighting, and it gets really confusing, and you're not sure who to attack and what exactly is going on, why there's suddenly more people. Well, that's the explanation. Someone has used a companions card within the fight. Now, is that the only thing you need to know about the cards? No. Besides the different types, they also vary in rarity. So there are cards that are very common, then there's rare, epic, and finally legendary, which are obviously the hardest to get. And where do you get really any of the cards? Well, there's multiple ways. One is the daily deal. In many games you will have a shop where you can buy various different packs, and there will usually be like one little one that you can get for free, and that would be the daily deal in this game as well, and that one will give you some cards for your dueling adventures. Another option is house chests. Those you will definitely get, because the only way you can proceed in the story and unlock new chapters is by earning chests, and every time you do, you will get some cards as well. And the third option is exchanging library slips. When you go to the library and exchange a library slip, you will get 5 cards, and within every 40 slips, you're guaranteed 1 legendary card as well. So you will be spending quite a lot of time in the library. And if you're wondering, where do you get the library slips? Well, one of the options is the daily reward, which you genuinely receive every day simply because it's a new day. But let me tell you, there are plenty of ways to receive various different rewards in the game. So are these really the only ways to get the library slips or the cards? No. So you really don't need to worry about getting cards. In fact, one of the options that you will have to make your cards stronger, even if you don't necessarily have the strongest cards on your deck, is upgrading the ones that you do have. And especially with the common ones, you will be getting a lot of them, and to upgrade them you will need multiple. Each card will show how many extra copies you need to upgrade them. It will also require some coins, but those you also will get a lot in the game, so you really don't have to worry about having enough supplies. So upgrading your cards is something that you will be very interested in doing. Upgrading your deck, changing out cards once you earn some more powerful ones. Another thing you might want to know about completing your deck are echoes. They are a very specific element that you can get by exploring the Forbidden Forest. Another thing that you will get from the Forbidden Forest are ingredients for potions, which you will also find helpful in dueling, because you can create healing potions that will help you in the fight. But the echoes are like a synergy that holds your deck together. So if you actually make your cards match the echo that you have chosen, then it will make your deck even stronger. If you're not sure about what sort of a deck you should be having, especially with the story chapters, you will actually be suggested decks that you can copy and save, and you can actually create and save multiple different decks to use for different purposes. Now, what should be in your deck in general? Well, when you get a new card, at the upper right corner there will be a little tips section that you can click on and read about what type of card this is. It will explain the different attack. It will even give you hints as to what cards it works best with or best against. So you really should be paying attention to the different functions each card has. Some will be more about attacking, some will be more about defense. You can have ground attack, you can have aerial attack. When it comes to defense, there are cards that heal you a little bit or create a little bit of a protective field or help you escape. There will be cards that function as dummies and create a barrier between you and the opponent. So read the tips. You won't remember everything all at once. Take screenshots so you can read them at peace in your own time and figure out what works best. And last, pay special attention to the story duels and class duels. In both classes and stories, you will usually have a very specific task that you need to fulfill, and you will be provided a card that helps you do it. So pay attention to what the task actually is and what the card does, so you do it most efficiently. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!